Today I want to share with you my recipe for French Toast Casserole. French toast is such a classic breakfast recipe, and it's definitely one of our favorites. And this French toast casserole is so good, it's full of flavor, and it's ready in just about an hour. So we'll jump right into the recipe, but make sure to stay all the way to the end because I also am going to be sharing tips on how you can make it the night before, how to refrigerate it, and also how to freeze this casserole. So you want to start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees, and then you're going to want to prepare a 9x13 casserole dish with some non-stick cooking spray. To a large mixing bowl, whisk together 8 large eggs, 2 cups of milk, a half a cup of half and half, a half a cup of sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, one tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Then we're going to get started preparing our bread. So I used 1 loaf of sourdough bread for this recipe, but you can use any bread that you enjoy making French toast with, but you want to cut it into bite-sized pieces. Then you're going to add your bread into your egg mixture and gently mix it until all your bread is coated. I always like to mix this really gently so I'm not crumbling or crushing that bread. So just give it a nice gentle mix until everything's coated. Once everything's mixed, you can now add that into your prepared casserole mix, and we're going to get started on our topping. Get started by dicing up 1 stick of butter. Make sure that your butter is cold. I usually take it right out of the fridge and use it right away. You don't want room temperature or warmed butter because we're going to make a crumble and it's really not going to work if your butter's not cold. Then to your butter, you're going to add a half a cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Now mix all of that together until a crumble starts to form. Once your crumble is ready, go ahead and top it on top of your casserole and then pop it in the oven. You're going to want to bake this for about 45 to 50 minutes. Or until it's totally cooked through. You could always use a butter knife or a toothpick and put it right in the center. If it comes out clean, then you know your casserole is cooked all the way through. And then it's time to slice and serve. So we love serving this with some powdered sugar or some maple syrup. Whatever you would serve with your French toast is going to work perfect on it. If you're like me and you're not a morning person and you'd rather make this the night before, you can totally go ahead and do that. You want to follow all the steps, even make your crumble, top it on top of your casserole, but don't put it in the oven quite yet. Just cover your casserole with some plastic wrap and stick it in the fridge. In the morning, just take the plastic wrap off and bake it according to the directions. And if you want to freeze this casserole, what you're going to want to do is prepare and bake your casserole in a freezer-safe casserole dish. Then remove it from the oven and allow it to cool completely before you wrap it up with foil. Then place it in the freezer and you could leave it in there for up to 3 months. Now when you know you're ready to bake this, I would suggest removing it from your freezer and placing it in your fridge overnight. Then in the morning, you could bake this at 350 just for about 15 to 20 minutes. Since it's already baked, all we're really focusing on is getting it warm throughout. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe just as much as me and my family do. You can of course get the full written recipe at thediaryofarealhousewife.com, where you can find hundreds of more easy recipes just like this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and we will see you guys next time.